PSU banks have grown their loan book faster than private banks for the first time in over a decade. And that is why there is a very significant outperformance right now if you compare PSU bank stocks to private bank stocks. To understand PSU banks, you need to look at their history a little bit. Because in 2015 to 2020, they were stuck in a pile of bad loans where NPAs had shot up to over 10% and they simply couldn't lend. So that is when these private players, both banks and NBFCs, stepped in and grabbed all the market share. It was not until 2020 or 2021 that the government actually stepped in, infused some capital, merged a few banks, and forced NPA recognition. Now, this is what I'd like to call a policy to fundamental shift. Policy momentum that actually changed the fundamentals of a sector, because this is being clearly reflected right now. If you look at the 2023 to 2025 phase, which I'd like to call as the payoff phase, NPAs of these PSU banks have dropped below 3%. Return on equity is at 15 to 20%, and PSU banks are finally lending. Not just lending, they're lending faster than private banks. If you look at the data in FY25, PSU banks grew their loan book by 13% versus private banks that grew their loan book by 9%. To top all of this off, we are in a rate cut cycle where credit demand in our country is very strong. So when the entire sector has a tailwind and the cheaper guys grow faster, the outperformance is pretty obvious.